Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is July the 22nd, 2018. Strong hand, long-term thinking. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin conviction. Hey, personal responsibility is a new counterculture. So this is my second version of the show. I just did about 6 or 8 minutes of the show, and apparently it was not coming in right. There were technical difficulties. So I took personal responsibility, and I'm just going to restart it and do it this way. I have to transfer all my notes from the original show onto this show. As everyone knows who watched yesterday's show, check out yesterday's show, link to below, disruptmeister.com. Get your awesome t-shirts like this, Trezor, Ledger Nano, Crypto HW Wallet, also linked to below. But those of you who watched yesterday's show, and please watch yesterday's show, it was the Beyond Bitcoin show and This Week in Bitcoin from Friday. I talked about how it was the Jewish holiday of Tisha B'Av, a day of mourning, the saddest day in all of Judaism. And it hasn't ended yet. And a lot of Jewish people, they try not to do very much of anything this day because of bad luck and stuff. And lo and behold, look what happened to me. I tried to do a show. It totally went off course beforehand, got ruined. Hey, man, say what you will about religion or whatever. So let's start the show. Something weird was going on there, wasn't it? And again, yeah, my fast is going well. My fast will be over soon, in 3 hours it ends, Tisha B'Av. So I am still doing this on Tisha B'Av, so I want to be careful. Let's all right, so let's just start over what I was talking about, since none of you heard it apparently, so bear with me a second. Let me get into my notes. Again, I am in Edmonton, Alberta. All right, Bitcoin, this game is not rigged. That is a saying that I'm going to be saying a lot more often. We have a lot of people in the crypto ecosystem, or in the world, excuse me, who say that, oh, the financial system is totally rigged. It's rigged. Okay, if you think it's rigged, then come into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is not rigged. We all know there are going to be 21 million of them out there. It's open source. There's nothing hiding. Bitcoin is not rigged. So there's no excuse for the people who are complaining about everything in the world being rigged. If you think everything in the world is rigged, this game is not rigged. So come play with the big boys. This is where the big boys play. There are no excuses. Personal responsibility is the new counterculture. Come on over, or you can just complain and wait for the government to bail you out or something and have no personal responsibility. There is a survey out there, and I don't want people to get too excited about this survey because it does mention some fiat numbers, and I'm not one to get excited about fiat numbers, but it also reminds us some of the survey results reinforce the fact that Bitcoin is the rock. And for those who like numbers, here you go. The goal of the survey is to better understand the near-term market sentiment from people on the front lines. Almost everyone who participated in the survey is actively building, investing, or studying in the crypto ecosystem. And it is linked to below. It's an 82-person sample size. I know that's small, but they do have some interesting predictions and interesting observations. Ari Paul, who has been on my show before, he has a tweet that says, "Grit is greater than all else. No matter your talent and hard work, you will eventually experience failures. Plenty of shooting stars that quickly vanish. The people left standing in 5 years won't be the smartest or hardworking. It's those that keep pushing on despite massive challenges." Now, the funniest thing to that tweet, the first reply was, well, luck helps also. No, people. If you're going to be successful in any aspect of the Bitcoin game, you got to have conviction. You got to have conscientiousness. It's not luck. Ari calls it grit. I also say that, hard work is going to pay off a lot. I post these new shows every single day. That's conviction. That's conscientiousness. They're going to be naysayers all the time. You could be a real smart guy, but if you let the naysayers freak you out, you're going to lose your Bitcoin. You're going to lose your mojo. You're not going to have your conviction. You're going to give up on your project. So this advice, this grit, to have grit, that grit is greater than all else. That's a great life lesson. It's important for holding on to your Bitcoin too. Have that strong hand, have that conviction, that conscientiousness. Keep on plugging away every single day. Because again, if you start to give up a little bit, if you break out and you're like, I won't do this for a while, you're gonna have a weak hand. You're gonna lose your Bitcoin. You're gonna lose whatever goals that you're trying to shoot for. So pound that freaking like button, people. Remember, August the 11th, I'm going to be in Hollywood. That'll be a pretty informal event. Philadelphia area, of course, is August the 18th. CryptoCoinCon.com. Link to below. $45 ticket price if you use the Meister Bitcoin Meister 45. It's all linked. Woo, okay, now I've caught up onto where I was when we were having major technical difficulties with the other show. I still don't know what the heck was happening there. Yeah, and Vention MGTOW sent the warning to me via the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that, man. He wants the show to work well. I appreciate everyone who dedicates who sends money through the super chat and everything. But Vention was just, he was helping the show along there. And that really is awesome that I wasn't rambling on and it wasn't recorded for, more than 6 minutes or whatever. So now you get to hear everything. So let's jump right back into the show. All right, Nick Bhatia. Oh, remember to bang that bell button, people, if you want reminders of when I go on live. All right, so Nick Bhatia, he said he has a new Medium post out there, which was great. Oh, the show must go on. Craig Ship says $5 super chat. Craig Ship is another huge fan of the show who, I've recorded many a show at his ultra secret location near Camp David, of course. Check out links below to see those shows, disruptmeister.com. He has a great camera recorder, a great cameras, great studio there. All right, so Nick Bhatia says, the first and most important observation from the data is that Alex Bosworth is showing an annualized return of 0.4%, which is material income, especially in low global interest rate environment. I am pleasantly surprised and believe this number will turn a lot of eyes. He's talking about the Lightning Network. He's talking about Lightning Network nodes, and he's talking about this guy named Alex Bosworth who revealed how much he was making through the Lightning Network nodes, and it was more so than a guy named Andreas Birkin who had more money on his nodes. So Nick, in this article, also concludes that skilled Lightning node operators will drive competition and node management techniques will evolve and improve as a result. Anyway, this link is linked to below, of course. I find it fascinating. Nick is going to be on the show one of these days to talk about Lightning Network and what it means for the interest rate of Bitcoin. And this is going to revolutionize not only, fast transactions, obviously cheap transactions, but the interest aspect of Bitcoin, profiting off of just holding your Bitcoin at your Lightning node. We've talked about this before. Nick's latest article is good, so link to it below. Here is it's linked to below. Check it out. Pound that like button. All right. Woo! It's hard to do two shows right in a row, okay? No, Anyway, here is a Medium article from, who is this from? It's called Slowly Crypto. And it's an article about long-term thinking and not being impulsive and how some people in the cryptocurrency game, they exaggerate how you know, they talk about their short-term money makers that they've had through ICOs. They don't talk about their failures. And then they keep on talking about their successes so much that it becomes a big fish story where the fish just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. This, for me, for the author of this article, Bitcoin, it's about taking it slow, and over the long run, that tortoise beats the hare, okay? And the tortoises don't exaggerate things either. All right. BMB Bernstein. What's this dude? What's he got to say here? Cryptocurrencies are money, not equity. Developer incentivization, and the power of holders. That is the name of his article. It's a long article, but it's a good article. So it is linked to below for all you holders. You guys we are the rock behind this. Cryptocurrencies are money. It's not equity. All right. So Whale Panda has a tweet out there. Again, I've got some really good links below. You guys are going to have to, again, I don't provide these links just for because they're pretty, because we're not into fancy graphics here, okay? I'm providing this to educate yourselves. Every one of you should check out every single link that I have below. So many people don't. That's the whole educational process. It's not just about listening to me talk, seeing me talk, looking at my beautiful face, and listening to my words. You got to do your homework too, and click on the actual links that I provide. My beautiful face. That's a shot at all the people who just watch these things because they want to see your hair and all this ridiculous stuff. Who cares what I look like? This the information. Is for the long-term thinkers, the non-impulsive people, the people who know that one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. I'm going to get into that more a little bit later. But Whale Panda, what's he say here? If you went full alts or run a fund that went full alts because Bitcoin is old tech, I can imagine you're having difficulty sleeping. Yeah, to say the least. First of all, the people that were shouting that Bitcoin is old tech line, they deserve what they get, okay? I mean, that is such a FUD, ridiculous line. It's old tech? Dude, it's only been you guys are so impatient. It's been around for 9 years. That's very new tech. People are like, it's the granddaddy. My crypto can do so much more. Look at how complex it is. Bitcoin is just old. No, Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, dude. Bear with it. Learn here, okay? This is about taking your time and not being impulsive. But a lot of people got into altcoins because, hey, they couldn't wait. And now their altcoins have taken beatings beyond compare. And some of you paid money for other people to diversify your money into altcoins when all you had to do was just buy some Bitcoin and manage it yourself. But hey, man, personal responsibility is a new counterculture. A lot of you are just going to go with what's ever hot. Let somebody else manage your stuff for you. Whatever. That's not what cryptocurrency is all about. It's about taking personal responsibility. But the option for all you people who like to have other people be happy for you, for all you cucks out there who like to get enjoyment from others, that's a dirty word. That is a dirty word, and I shouldn't really use it. This is a family environment. Yeah, learn to take personal responsibility. If you've gone through a bad time with the altcoins, then learn from it, get into Bitcoin, and prosper. All right. What is this here? So yeah, I don't like that Bitcoin is old tech line. Made me go on quite a rant there, didn't it? Okay, here's a little bit. I talked about venture capitalists in Silicon Valley and Bitcoin not exactly getting along. There's some smart venture capital dudes out there, but they're not going to be able to handle Bitcoin unless they kind of change a bit. So if you're friends with venture capital guys and they're saying, this Bitcoin thing, maybe we want to get into these altcoins and ICOs, they don't know what they're talking about here. So here is a tweet from the stalwart. But they're I mean, and this is why they're biased, because of this tweet. Just think about it like this. The Silicon Valley move fast and break things, and iterate culture is so obviously antithetical to any notion of building a stable store of value. It's like oil and water. That should just be obvious. Okay, so yeah, the way they do things in Silicon Valley, the way these venture capitalists are used to, what they're used to investing in is move fast and break things. With freaking Bitcoin, you cannot move fast. You cannot break things. We're talking about a currency here. I mean, that's it. All right. 123 Scope just sent $5. He said, it's hard being young in Bitcoin space. When you spread knowledge about things like halvings, people look at you like you're crazy. I go my own way. Hashtag BTC. Dude, you are so right, because young people are impulsive. They can't wait around for this kind of stuff. They want to break things, and they want to, they can't. That's all, the people that were behind Bcash, they couldn't be patient. They couldn't wait for SegWit. We got to have our big blocks now. We got to do it now. The people that want to do SegWit, remember the SegWit 2X plan, the BTC 2X, those people rushed it so much that their crypto dividend completely broke when they created it. So imagine if everyone would have been said, well, you know what, these 2X people, they're rushing things, but hey, that's the way they do it in the Silicon Valley. Who cares if billions and billions of dollars worth of value can be lost? We're going with this 2X. Bitcoin would have been destroyed. There'd be no cryptocurrency now. It would have been that horrible. You got to take your time. So that tweet is a great tweet in explain. Building a stable store of value is not what the Silicon Valley people are all about. Again, and you know what? Creating businesses, they've been very successful doing that. There's different ways of creating businesses than creating this whole new financial paradigm where you've got to have a strong hand, you've got to be patient, and where long-term thinking is rewarded. Oh, and will it be? Okay, so here is something I don't agree with. I'm not saying to take this pledge, but I thought it was funny. Alistair Milne, pledge of the sovereign Bitcoiner. I will accumulate Bitcoin whenever possible. I will protect myself from hackers. I will have strong hands. I will not discuss how much I own. I will explain Bitcoin to those interested. I will reject centralized control. Pound that like button, Alistair. I like that, man. All right, that tweet is below, of course. All right, so here is a tweet from Adam Meister. I like that guy. And it's just to get you into the value your wealth in Bitcoin mindset. I've got a great fan down in South Africa who likes to remind me, Adam, just one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. You got to explain that even better to people. Okay, so here is my tweet. My chart is not as so. Tour de Meester, I got to put this in context. Tour de Meester put out a new chart, a technical analysis chart that shows that the fiat price of Bitcoin is stuck between these two lines, and it's going to break out eventually. And all these people are excited. Oh, are we going to have a breakout to the upside or the downside? And of course, I don't care at all. And I say my chart is not as interesting. It's just a straight white line with a black background. And it says 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. Okay? It's one. It doesn't change. That value doesn't change. It's not jumping all around because 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. I only think about earning more Bitcoin. Thus, my total Bitcoin holdings increase while others gamble based on fancy fiat charts. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Offended by selling. So there you go, people. If you're valuing your wealth in Bitcoin, you're just trying to get more and more Bitcoin. All right? If you're valuing your wealth in fiat, you're gambling. When you're looking at this, you're trying to, is it going to break to the upside, the downside? Who cares how much fiat you end up with? All you guys worrying about if it's breaking to the upside or the downside or whatever, I still have as much Bitcoin as I did before. You don't. because you were selling it for dollars and it lost value because half of you are right, half of you are wrong, and eventually 95% of you are wrong. All right, final link of the day. It's Andreas Antonopoulos' video at the 313 mark. This thing was great. Someone asked him, do you worry about Bitcoin failing because the masses don't understand it yet? And he says, did we worry about the internet failing? Do you worry about the internet failing because the masses don't understand TCP, ICP, and all that technical mumbo jumbo behind it? No, it's a silly question. It's a totally silly question. Right now, we're in such the early stages of Bitcoin that all the complexities are not hidden, okay? But eventually, it's going to be just like the internet, and you're not going to worry about it failing because the masses don't understand the plumbing behind it. This is changing the world, people. The masses will be into it, or huge numbers of people will be into it because it'll be so simple eventually. Right now, we're in the early days. So yeah, it can be frustrating that it's really, only technical people can grasp it fully now, but be patient, and check out that Andreas video. That 313 mark is great. A great moment there. Everyone claps. I got to clap for him. So pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, check out the notes section below. I'll say hi to everybody in the chat, and then I'm going to have to just put all the information below this video. All right. Everything's linked to, I keep on screaming, everything's linked to below. That's for the people who are watching this on repeat. If you're watching this live, go to my previous video that totally messed up. That's where all the links are right now. I got to alter all this stuff. But hey, man, this is all about persevering. Perseverance. And what's it? Ari Paul said grit. It's about perseverance. That's who wins in the end. That's who are the most successful people. The people with grit, the people with perseverance. And I'm going to persevere, fix this video when the previous one had failed. See you guys. Bye.